Hi, I've been sitting here going through this mountain of mail, and I come across quite a few letters from people with diabetes. People ask me lots of questions about this disease, ranging from what is it to can I still follow daily meal if I am a diabetic. Some of you watching these tapes may be diabetic, but I'm sure that many of you don't know much about this disease. There are approximately 14 million Americans who have diabetes. This is a disease that's been around for a very long time. It's also a disease that doesn't have a cure yet. Many people with diabetes can live a very normal life, although it does take some serious monitoring to keep diabetes under control. But most of us don't realize how dangerous this disease can be. Diabetes is the fourth leading cause of death among us today, and unfortunately, more and more people are becoming afflicted with diabetes. Well, what is diabetes? Well, in very simple terms, diabetes is an inability for the body to produce insulin, and you need insulin to regulate how your body processes sugar. In other words, if your body doesn't produce enough insulin, or produces no insulin at all, your sugar levels will go out of control because there's nothing to keep them in check. This can be very dangerous because it can lead to heart disease, stroke, kidney failure, and blindness. If you're a diabetic, you have to regulate your insulin and be watchful of your sugar levels. Now, there are two forms of diabetes. They're simply known as type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is also called insulin-dependent diabetes. That means that you need to take a daily dose of insulin because your body doesn't produce any insulin on its own. Type 1 diabetes is very rare. Most people who have this type are genetically born with it, so it is considered a genetic disease. It is also more difficult to control. People who are type 1 must be very strict about taking their medication and monitoring their blood level of sugar levels. Diet and exercise are also key factors in helping to control type 1 diabetes. As a diabetic, if you eat foods that are too high in sugar, it will cause your sugar levels to jump way up, or spike as they call it, and then fall quickly, and this can lead to serious problems. On the other hand, if you burn up too much sugar in exercise, you could go into insulin shock, or hyperglycemia, which results in dizziness, confusion, and fainting. So you must monitor your diet and exercise, as well as your sugar levels every day. Now, people with type 2 diabetes do not need to take insulin every day. That's because their body produces some insulin, but not quite enough. Now, people who have type 2 diabetes are usually overweight. Research is finding that being overweight is a major factor in bringing our type 2 diabetes. That's because being overweight can actually make some of your body cells resistant to that all-important insulin. And if your cells cannot accept the insulin, your sugar levels will go up, and then things will go out of control. So type 2 diabetes must regulate their disease through a combination of a healthy eating program, exercise, and oral medication. Now, to answer the many of you who ask me this question, yes, you can still follow daily meal even if you are diabetic. But I stress this very strongly. You must be under your doctor's supervision. Take your daily wallet and cards to your physician or dietitian. They can help you. They can help give you the equivalent exchanges using daily meal. They can also advise you about which foods are best to choose and which you should really stay away from. Remember, you want to avoid anything that will cause the spike in your sugar levels that we talked about before. Exercise is just as important in controlling diabetes as medication and healthy eating program. As you know, exercise burns energy, and when you exercise, your body burns sugar to produce that energy. Exercise helps to reduce your blood sugar levels, and that's good for diabetes. You must be careful not to overdo it though. Again, the key is to constantly monitor your blood sugar levels. Now, I only really skimmed the surface today in our talk about diabetes. This is such a serious disease that can cause severe damage if left untreated. If you're diabetic, remember this. You could live a relatively normal life, so long as you monitor your sugar levels. Take your medication and stay on a healthy and well-balanced eating program. And some exercise and add that to your daily routine. And you have the recipe for success in battling diabetes.